I know that it can be frustrating when you're waiting on God to answer a prayer, or you're waiting on God to deliver something that you've been praying about. You're waiting on God to really show up in an area in your life, and it just seems like that you've been praying about the same things and you've been asking for the same things, and nothing is really happening for you. Well, I want to tell you this, that the moment that you prayed for whatever it was that you sincerely desired, God released that in the heavens. And sometimes an angel could get tripped up with resistance because of demonic energy. I want you to understand that you need to go ahead on and act like you got whatever it is that you want. Go ahead and walk in that frequency, that glory, that spiritual frame. Go ahead and rejoice and be glad, because it's already done. See, sometimes we have to wait because God has to prepare us to sustain what we have prayed for. Sometimes we're not the container that we need to be in order to house the spirit of what is required to walk in a specific part of your destiny. If I just think about my life and what I am doing today, if I was asked to do this 30 years ago, I wouldn't have been ready. I wouldn't have had an opportunity to understand what pain does for real, for real. I wouldn't have had the opportunity to really master my emotions. I really wouldn't have had the opportunity to master my vision and to master my focus. I wouldn't have the opportunity to master my intuition. I want you to understand that God prepares a container to receive more of his glory. And a lot of times what happens is the blessing is released in the spiritual, but we are not at the spiritual checkpoint, the spiritual frequency that we need to be at in order for us to match that blessing, in order for us to receive that blessing. Because sometimes it ain't that God don't want you to have what you're praying for. A lot of times it's that he is preparing us to receive what we've asked for. What would you do today if God was to give you $1 million? Would you know how to take that $1 million and truly expand that money to where that million becomes 10 million in the next 5 years? Do you really understand how to nurture a child? When you're asking for a child, do you know what it really takes to be a mother? Do you know the selfless acts that you have to consistently engage in on a daily basis to nurture a child? Do you really know how it is to be in a loving relationship? Do you know how it is to walk in the frame of just normalcy and not toxicity? Do you know how it is to truly receive and give love? Do you have the space in your heart to love somebody and not be obsessed with somebody? Do you have the space in your heart to be your own individual in spite of what is going on around you? Can you stand in the frame that is required for you to get the blessing that you have been asking God to bless you with? Because when preparation meets opportunity, dreams manifest. I want to say it again. When preparation meets opportunity, dreams manifest. When preparation meets opportunity, dreams manifest. It's not a wait, it's a preparation. It's not that God doesn't want you to have what you've been praying for. It's the preparation. He is preparing you. He's preparing your mind. He's preparing your heart. He's preparing your soul. He's preparing your spirit. He's preparing your environment. He's preparing the person, the people, the individual to be able to receive you. He is preparing the whole setting. He's preparing the room. He's putting more of himself into that environment so that you don't have to compromise you to do what he's called you to do. He is preparing a way for you that you don't see, but he's spiritually preparing a way for you so that when you walk into your destiny, when you receive that thing that you've been praying for, when you are in that room, it is already ready for you. It is prepared. You're prepared to walk through and receive everything God has been preparing you for. So don't be discouraged today. If you prayed about it, God heard you the first time. Prepare yourself. Learn more about yourself. Stay in connection with God. And I tell you the truth, you will reap that manifestation, that harvest, that marriage, that money, that good health, whatever that is, if you faint not. And until the next video, guys, peace, because I still be believing in you. Bye now.